You know, I honestly didn't think I'd be talking about my growing disdain for Tyler Perry so soon, but here we are! Hi, my name is Paris, and I have a ton of niche interests that those closest to me are tired of hearing about. So I created an entire series on YouTube for the sole purpose of yapping. Intros out of the way, today we're going to talk about A Madea Homecoming. A Madea Homecoming is the 12th film in the Madea cinematic universe. The plot is a bit all over the place, so I'll try my best with this quick recap. Tim, Madea's great-grandson, is graduating from college and is returning home for his college graduation party, alongside his close friend Dobby. Tim expresses his hesitation to reveal a secret he's been hiding for a long time, and at first glance, it appears that Tim and Dobby are in a relationship. During the reunion, Dobby's family from Ireland visits as well, sparking a clash of cultures. This film has about 3 twists, one of the major ones being that Dobby and Tim are not in a relationship with each other. Instead, it's Dobby who was dating Tim's mother Sylvia. This film was bad, so bad that our channel poll voted it the worst Madea film. I was honestly shocked that this movie was voted the worst because I genuinely forgot how bad it was, and I kind of forgot it existed. Upon rewatching the film, I quickly realized that forgetting this film's existence was my brain protecting itself from Tyler Perry brain rot. So let's just jump right into my main gripes with this film and Tyler Perry as a whole. This film is composed of about 3 twists, like I said, and none of them drive the plot forward in any capacity, giving this movie a feeling of emptiness due to the unresolved and rushed plot points that stem from the twist. First, the audience is led to believe that Tim and Dobby, who are roommates, are in a romantic relationship with one another, and the big news that Tim wants to share with his family is the news of their coupling. Instead, Tim's big news is him coming out, and it's met with a mild reaction from his family and paid complete dust by the writing.
What, baby, we knew that. Right. We already knew that.
Wait, you guys don't want to talk about me being gay?
Baby, we've been talking about that for years. We all knew that. We all talked about it.
We all knew.
Yeah, we waiting on you to say something. Honey. We don't rush nobody to come out. You come out when you want to. That's fine. That's fine.
The huge twist revealed at the climax of the film is that Dobby has been in a romantic relationship with his roommate's mom this entire time. This plot twist was mild in my opinion, but for Tim it was devastating as he realizes his best friend has been lying to his face and definitely sleeping with his mother. Tim is upset, and the majority of the family cannot understand why he cares so much.
This is wrong. He's my age. He's 3 years older than me.
Wait a minute. You mad, ain't you, baby? We the same age. He just 3 years older than me. You trying to trick me, ain't you? That means y'all not the same age.
What does she possibly have in common with this young man that is the same age as her son? And if this was reversed with Sylvia being a man instead, dating a younger woman, this would be a lot more alarming for most of the audience. Tim is instead gaslit out of his feelings by Madea and the others as he tries to understand an uncomfortable situation.
Is my mom still up?
Why?
I gotta talk to her.
No, your mama done had a rough day, baby. Go on home.
What about me?
What about you? Don't go up there upsetting her. And parents are not perfect, baby. Parents make all kind of mistakes here. Your mama, your daddy, people think everything. Oh, my mom should have been better. My dad should have been better. Baby, they did the best they could most of the time.
Overall, the twist with Tim's mom was lackluster. Instead, I think Tim's coming out could have made for a much needed discussion about the rampant homophobia that comes from the Black community. Perry's dismissal of why Tim was so afraid and reluctant to come out in the first place was insulting to the reality that many individuals face. For fidelity, I know that this is a film and it's a comedy, but what was funny about them just writing him off by saying we knew? I am led to believe that this reaction was a mockery, and this is the truth that creates the laugh or the chuckle that most people would have. I would have loved more scenes of him mulling over his decision or even confiding in family members about his identity. And I'm not advocating for Tim to not have been accepted as his true authentic self. Be who you are for your pride, but I will say that for someone who loves to sit on a moral soapbox in each of his plays and films, Tyler Perry severely dropped the ball when tackling homosexuality in the Black community. What I'm trying to convey is that instead of giving screen time to insane exposition dumps like this.
Look at my family. My father is West Indian, my mother is from Ireland, and I grew up in the Netherlands until my dad passed. And because my mom had passed years earlier, I moved to Ireland.
It was my great aunt Agnes until I came here to go to a historically Black college. I was the one with the family with the different opinions. Bobby for the win.
He could have displayed something deeper, and if he wanted to still have that a part of the comedy, he could have done that with his writing abilities. For me, the lack of screen time for Tim, when the entire reason for the film is his graduation, made no sense from a narrative standpoint, and it's still so odd to me.
Wakanda forever.
Aunt Agnes to me seemed to be a weird afterthought in this film, so much so that until doing research for this movie, I did not know that this was supposed to be a crossover. Agnes Brown is from a popular TV show in Ireland called Mrs. Brown's Boys and is played by Brendan O'Carroll. Agnes is loud, brash, and unapologetically herself. Her humor is similar to Madea in that she is so blunt and over the top. I'd argue that this movie did a terrible job at making this crossover known and does poorly with conveying O'Carroll's humor. Instead, this movie is dominated by Perry's form of comedy and his inability to write for this character that is not his own. It's almost as if he didn't know how or want to efficiently share the screen with O'Carroll. Us as an audience truly missed out on experiencing Agnes's signature slapstick style of humor. I've been watching a few clips from Mrs. Brown's Boys and it had me cackling real ugly at some points. I'm not even gonna lie.
You dirty bastard.
What did he say?
If you can guess what I have in me hand, you can have it.
Give me the phone. Hello? If it fits in one hand, you can fucking keep it.
I especially love how Agnes breaks the fourth wall, and there could have been times where that was used in Madea Homecoming to truly expand and display Tyler Perry's writing abilities and introduce his audience to Irish media to further the connection we have with another group of people. But he didn't. So what was the point?
Y'all ain't got no balls. Y'all everybody woke. Yeah, y'all need to go back to sleep here.
You're woke. I'm woke. Hell, girl, your dog is woke. And Madea Homecoming is chock full of pop culture references that are full on cringe and forced into the plot. From WAP to Kamala Harris, Perry truly shows his age and Medea's age through his lack of understanding what the hell is going on with the internet. Now, I do not fault a 55-year-old man for not being able to keep up with the rapid nature of the internet. I do, however, fault a man who has been writing for well over 3 decades for not understanding what he's referencing at this point in his career. One of the most heinous, and I mean just downright despicable offenses of this film was Tyler Perry doing an obvious product placement for Red Lobster while sharing his views on BLM and their defund the police concept.
Defund this shit. Get rid of the police.
The same way that we're saying defund the police, there are criminals saying the same thing. That's why crime has gotten so much worse. Think about it.
I got it. I got a set of his keys in here. Look. Oh, call the police. That's my car alarm. That's my car alarm. See?
You want the police, man?
See?
Oh, never mind. It went off. Okay, what was I saying?
Not a damn thing. You see? You're mad at the police till you need them.
That's true.
You be sitting there talking about, I don't can't stand till somebody break your damn house, steal shit. That's the first thing you call.
Tyler Perry was incredibly vocal in his film and outside of the movie that he disagreed with the defund the police argument due to his own interest in protecting his assets, which would be his studio, and his inability to research beyond hearing buzzwords. Luckily, I exist to simplify politicized statements, as defund the police doesn't call for the abolition of police forces. We obviously need well-trained police officers to keep the peace. Instead of defund, I think allocate and reform would be a better way to express the proper change needed as we adapt to societal needs. Instead, funds from the police department would be allocated into the community with programs for troubled youth, shelters, new jobs for the houseless, rehab centers, or mental health services. Reform is definitely needed in the police force, and this would come in the form of new training, new jobs within the police force to better assist the community, and an increase in efficiency that would keep officers safe. I'm an avid supporter of betterment to long-standing institutions, especially institutions conceptualized when this country was a literal horror movie for Black people. I don't hold to the view of this thought process being too woke either, when it's just common sense. This is why I was so baffled when Tyler Perry got on a huge platform such as Netflix and spouted absolute bullshit. This film was just pandering, because here Tyler Perry is discrediting his own people on a global scale for a cheap and tacky cash grab at Red Lobster. Tyler Perry is out of touch. When it comes to the progression of the Black community, modern trends, and social commentary, this is evident in his most recent films as he provides commentary about the ever-changing world around him to an audience that he perceives and at times is just as stagnant as he. Perry just doesn't get it. It being how people are allowed and supposed to grow. Instead, he's rehashing the same tired plots. I fear what people like Tyler Perry call woke is just critical thought and compassion and maybe even empathy. Woke has been politicized to immediately discredit anyone who wants to engage in constructive conversation in an effective way. It almost seems like showing signs of intelligence, caring for other human beings, or questioning the status quo is completely frowned upon. Even now, as I'm pointing out valid criticism on Tyler Perry's shortcomings, I'm sure there are some who are saying I'm too woke or thinking too deep. How boring would it be to have a functioning brain and not want to use it for a higher purpose or even its basic function? For someone with such a huge platform and has been a voice within the Black community for so many years, I was hugely disappointed, but not surprised at all at Tyler Perry's takes on this call to action. Not to mention, Tyler Perry is the descendant of a slave. He knows how the police system originated with the slave patrols in the 1700s. This will be my catalyst as a well-known playwright in the Black community to support any positive change made to long-standing institutions. And if I did disagree with it, I wouldn't blast my people on Netflix. Perry's criticism is a dismissal of change and the dismissal of a large majority of his community for a cheap, surface-level joke and a tacky product placement for Red Lobster.
This is hot.
As we've seen on this channel, good comedy is oftentimes rooted in something that can either be viewed at surface level, but there's always something much deeper at its core, and I can honestly say that this film has no roots. This film has no true message, which would be fine if it was actually funny, which it's almost a paradox if you hold to the belief that comedy stems from a deeper message. If I had to point out a theme though, I would say that this film's true theme is one of a time capsule. These characters are stuck. Tyler Perry is stuck. Hell, some of us are stuck. Tyler Perry would rather write another story of another broken marriage, another tale of abuse, another broken Black woman, or another instance of his characters being too stupid to get words correct instead of speaking on something new. With the Madea A Destination Wedding coming out soon on Netflix, I can only assume more of the same treatment of real issues being glossed over for a quick cash grab. This movie, though ranking high on our poll for being the worst Madea movie, did pretty well on Netflix's film rating for about 4 weeks upon its release. The award for the worst Madea film is one we can discuss in another video though, because I want to know what you think. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please share some of the scenes in this film that you wanted to talk about. I was going to talk about the weird reenactment with Rosa Parks, but it was just so unfunny I didn't even bother. Or how there's a weird B plot with Dobby going to the family farm. It's just so cliche, it's just ridiculous. Anyways, I have been Pyrus. I hope you have a wonderful night or day wherever you are in this stagnant universe. I don't know. How do you feel about that one? Peace!
See ya!